Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Here's your host, Doug Dimmadoo.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Today, we're looking at the newest mini box set. This one just came out on October 17th. It's called Servants of Kings, and my goodness, there are some pretty good cards in here that will be useful, not just now, but down the road as we do get more cards. So today, what I'm going to go through are the ultra rares and the super rares in this box set. So let's start with the ultra rares. The first one is Dark Magician of Chaos, level 8 spellcaster, 2800 attack, and 2600 defense. During the end phase, if this card was normal or special summoned this turn, you can target one spell card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of Dark Magician of Chaos once per turn. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, after damage calculation, banish that opponent's monster. If this face-up card would leave the field, banish it instead. So I like Dark Magician of Chaos because of its recyclability of some of your spell cards. Now, we will have some spell cards, not just now, but down the road, either being limited or in such short availability. Having Dark Magician of Chaos will allow you to utilize those cards more than once after you use them. So, and a 2800 attack spellcaster is nothing to sneeze at either. So this was just another good card. This was another one of those Yugi classics. So yeah, I'll take a Dark Magician of Chaos any day. Then you got Man-Eater Bug. This is a throwback. Level 2 insect flip, 450 attack, 600 defense. When flipped, target one monster on the field and destroy that target. So this card works out great because maybe, it's not like a Yomi ship where your opponent can pretty much figure out that you got one on the field and they could run into it with a monster that maybe they want destroyed versus another one. Man-Eater Bug, you decide after it's flipped which monster you destroy. So that's why I really like Man-Eater Bug. This card does add, it does add your option to actually go and choose which monster to destroy. Next, we have, going into the super rares, we have Blade Knight. It's a level 4 warrior, 1600 attack, 1000 defense. While you have one or less cards in your hand, this card gains 400 attack. If you control no other monsters, the effect of flip monsters destroyed by a battle with this card are negated. So right away, you already have a solution to a Man-Eater Bug if you have a Blade Knight available. And typically, if you're like me, you usually play with 1 or 0 cards in your hand because you lay it all out on the field. I'm more of an aggressive play style. So yeah, having a Blade Knight in a warrior deck would be an excellent fit. Then you have Vorse Raider. You've probably seen this one from Kaiba. It's a level 4 beast warrior, 1900 attack, 1200 defense. The power creep continues. Now we're looking at a 1900 attack monster. So yeah, pretty good. And this fits well again too with another Field of the Warriors type deal. So it looks like between Blade Knight and between Vorse Raider, looks like Beast Warrior and Warrior decks are getting just a little bit stronger by the box set. Next, you have Panzer Dragon, level 5 fusion monster. It's a machine fusion, 1000 attack, 2600 defense. It requires one machine type monster and one dragon type monster. It's got 1000 attack and 2600 defense, so that 2600 defense is just a really good way to hold its ground. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one card on the field and destroy that target. I like this a lot because it doesn't say that you have to destroy one monster or one spell or trap card. It says one card on the field. So you choose what you want to destroy after this card ends up being destroyed itself. So yeah, pretty good card for a fusion. Then you got Painful Decision. I like this one, maybe not necessarily right now, but down the road you'll see in certain decks maybe this card will be better. Not right now, we'll find some use for it, but you send one level 4 or lower normal monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, add one card with the same name as that card from your deck to your hand. You can only activate one Painful Decision per turn. So, but anyway, moving forward, we have Forbidden Chalice. This is a really good quick play spell card. You target one face-up monster on the field until the end of this turn. That target gains 400 attack, but its effects are negated. So I really like that card. If your opponent just has an overwhelmingly strong effect monster, give it a little bit of an attack boost, but negate its effect for the rest of the turn. And that is how, this card is just really, really good. And if I could have multiple copies, I would definitely go for it. Then you got another card that people are getting really excited about, and that's Wall of Disruption. It's a trap card where when an opponent's monster declares an attack, All attack position monsters your opponent controls lose 800 attack for each monster they control. So that's just another really good surprise trap. Not necessarily sure how many of those you'd want to run, but it is a very good trap. Then you have Birthright. A lot of people are excited about this one as well. You've seen it in Mokuba's deck when he was a roaming duelist. You activate this card by targeting one normal monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target in face-up attack position. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster, and when that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. So I can already think of a lot of uses for this card, one of which would be in a Gemini deck, because if they're all considered normal monsters, so you take one of them out of your graveyard and put it back onto the field, and then use your normal summon to activate their effect. So you could always go that route, or just do it the classic way. You either do a Red Eyes deck or a Blue Eyes deck and use Birthright to get one of those normal dragons out of your graveyard and onto the field. Same thing with Dark Magician decks. If you can find a way to send your Dark Magician to the graveyard, get it back out on the field with Birthright. So yeah, this card will be very useful if you're able to utilize it. And last super rare we have here is Draining Shield. It's a trap card where when an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster. Negate that attack, and if you do, gain life points equal to that target's attack. So this is just another really good trap. You can see how things have kind of been shifting. It looks like a lot of folks for a while have been relying heavily on spell cards, on quick play spell cards, your Econs and your Super Rush Headlongs. Now it looks like Konami is starting to shift on giving us some really powerful trap cards. You've seen it in the last box set with Floodgate Trap Hole. Now you're seeing it with Wall of Disruption, you're seeing it with Birthright, and you're seeing it with Draining Shield. So all three of those trap cards are very, very good and can be used in a wide range of decks. I know Birthright's limiting because if you're running a mainly effect monster deck, then Birthright will be of no use for you. But in a lot of decks right now where we do utilize normal monsters, Birthright is a really good card to reanimate out of the graveyard. So between all three of these, you're seeing that shift going more towards trap cards, which leads me to believe, and this may be just wishful thinking, but at the rate that we're getting really good trap cards being introduced into the game, I feel like it's just a matter of time before Konami decides to insert YuGiOh into the game, which negates and destroys all trap cards that are activated and that are active and all that stuff. So yeah, YuGiOh is going to be it's going to be a game changer once that card is added. We're not seeing it yet. Again, I really haven't heard any rumors about when YuGiOh will be released into the game, but that's one that even now I'll side deck in my TCG decks just for if I know I'm going against certain TCG decks like Paleos, which are a lot of trap card based monsters. Yeah, I'll run some YuGiOhs here and there, but right now in the current game, I feel like that card is going to be the major game changer once that one's released, because we already have a lot of anti-spell monsters. We have, we have the Silent Magician, we have Horus, we have Dark Paladin, we have all those anti-spell monsters, but we're not seeing any anti-trap monsters, at least not too many. So that's why YuGiOh, oh man, when that card comes out, it's going to be ridiculous. But yeah, so anyway, as far as my first impressions of Servants of Kings, I think this is a really good mini box set. I kind of regret not having too many gems because I would love to run through this box set 2 or 3 times and get multiple copies of a lot of these super rares and definitely the ultra rares. Of course, hands down, having a Man-Eater bug, having multiple Man-Eater bugs in your deck is just going to be frustrating to your opponent because it allows you the choice to destroy one of their monsters. So yeah, love having a Man-Eater bug, would love having 3 Man-Eater bugs, but as of right now, I will have 0 Man-Eater bugs because I have no gems. So that's a lesson that I know a lot of people are trying to learn, is that, spend gems when you need to. Don't get bored like I did and spend it all on a box. No, I'm not upset about what I spent my gems on, but when box sets like this come out, yeah, it's a little bit of regret sinks in, but I'll deal with it. I'll start accumulating gems again, and I'll get right back into this mini box set when I get the chance. But anyway, yeah, so in the next episode, I'll do a rundown of the rares and maybe some of the commons. But if there's anything that you want to add about this box set, anything that you want to add about some decks that you're possibly going to build with a lot of these cards, I'd love to hear about it. Feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at YuGiOh Deck Talk. It's all one word, at YuGiOh Deck Talk. That's it for today's episode. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.